Hey guys, today I'm reacting to 101 facts about the UK. From the channel 101 Facts. Just give it a watch, see what's popping in the UK.
Evening, afternoon, morning, or any other time to you loyal motherfactors, and welcome to this rather British version of 101 Facts. I'm your designated sub.
And I would guess most facts would be about the UK. I mean, I'm guessing most facts would be about England because that's the most populous part of the UK. Because the UK is divided into Wales, England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland.
Project Sam, and today I'm here to talk about the country of James Bond, Sherlock Holmes, Doctor Who,
Churchill, the Beatles, Sean Connery, Harry Potter.
Yes, thank you, Hugh. I'm here to talk
Good
about
media.
the United
Really good
Kingdom.
media from the UK.
But how much tea do we drink as a nation every day? How many times do we have sex in our lifetimes? Do we have sex with the tea? 2 out of 3 of those questions are going to be answered, so kneel before Her Majesty the Queen and prepare to receive a knighthood from the Facting Empire while eating a crumpet and
The US has the UK has a lot of good media. So does the US, but yeah, UK has really good songs, lots of good books. Yeah, good songs, good books, and I would say some of the I guess movies and stuff is pretty good as well. So yeah.
Lining swan blood. Lovely stuff. This is 101 facts.
Oh
about
yeah,
the
fucking Wales dragon in the background, awesome. Wales has the best flag in my opinion, with the dragon. Let's just look at it. Let's just look at it for a second. Welsh flag. Let's just revel in its glory. Yeah, that is an amazing flag. Oh man, that's such a freaking cool flag. Anyway.
United Kingdom. Number 1. In case you thought this was a video about me calling a knight named Ed Kingdom, it ain't. The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is a sovereign country consisting of England, Wales, Scotland, and, guess who, Northern Ireland.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure Great Britain just refers to Scotland, England, and Wales. So that's Great Britain. And then they had to add Northern Ireland.
Number 2. The Union Jack is a Marvel character, but also a flag. Rather cleverly, it's the flags of England, Scotland, and Ireland's St. Patrick's Saltire flag all merged together. Sorry, Wales, there was...
I know, it's sad the Welsh flag is not on it. I think it's because Wales was part of England at the time, which was unfortunate.
No room for a dragon on there. Number 3. St. George's Cross is widely known as the flag for England. It is a red cross atop a white flag and came into use in the late 18th century. Sorry, I'm not sure why I'm doing that dusty old librarian voice, but I can't seem to help it. Number 4. St. Andrew's Cross is the flag of Scotland. Come on, stop doing that voice. According to legend, it's a cross because of a battle between the Scots and the Angles. Nope, not those kind of Angles, although that is a cute one. During this battle,
the Angles would just be, I guess, part of the reason the England gets its name from, Angles eventually came to be Angles, Angles, English, kind of a transition right there. Because those are like two Germanic tribes that came to England, and so yeah. That's sort of where England got its name from the Angles, which are a Germanic tribe.
Clouds in the sky apparently formed into an X, thus marking the flag.
Damn. Interesting.
Number 5. This is Wales's flag, which is a lot better than the others.
I agree so much.
Mainly due to the fact it has a dragon on it. But why? Well.
Is this guy Welsh?
Well,
or does he just appreciate a good flag?
Sugar Plum Fairy. It was the symbol of the King of Gwynedd, named King Cadwallader.
Sure, but you're expecting a more exciting story, yeah? The Welsh flag does have a more exciting story, I think.
Number 6.
Wasn't there like a whole story where the red dragon was fighting the white dragon, like it saved the Welsh because the white dragon was like destroying all the crops and such. The white dragon representing England, and then the red dragon for Wales chased out the white dragon. You know, kind of representing the Welsh and English struggle, because the Welsh had been fighting the English for centuries, because they're like the true people of the land. You know, they were inhabiting Britain way before the English came. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like a more interesting story than just being the heraldry of that one king.
Northern Ireland doesn't have its own flag. Sorry, Northern Ireland. Number 7. England and Wales were united in 1536 like ex-lovers.
Yep, and that's what I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they were united, but then they became one country, I'm pretty sure, for a time.
Then Scotland joined in 1707, like a swingers party that created Great Britain. Renamed the United Kingdom in 1801, when Ireland was added too. Number 8. As of 2013, the population...
But really, let's see. Why is Wales not on the flag? Why is Wales not on the UK flag? I guess we can check what out. The current Union Jack is really a combination of three different flags. Yeah. In 1707, the personal union between England and Scotland would become a state union between the Kingdom of Great Britain and would officially adopt the first Union flag. In 1801, the Kingdom of Ireland would forcibly join the Union and the Saltire of St. Patrick. In 1922, and following the Irish War of Independence and the establishment of the Irish Free State and the Southern Promotion, and Ireland, the United Kingdom would retain the flag. However, as noted in the question, why was Wales not represented? Primary reason Wales is not included in the flag is in 1707, when the Act of Union took place, Wales was a part of the Kingdom of England. Yeah, pretty sure I've mentioned this before. It's because Wales was a part of England at the time. Thus, neither the Red Dragon flag or the alternative design of the Cross of St. Andrew have been added to the flag. However, many have advocated representing Wales, and a number of proposals have been made, such as seen below. Yeah. Not bad. However, as in the referendum, the Scottish people choose to remain part of the UK, and the issue was shelved. However, in 2016, the Brexit referendum, when the UK voted to leave the European Union, Scotland wanted to remain part of the EU, and many began calling for a second referendum on Scottish independence. Sorry if that was too fast. So who knows if the proposed flag above will ever be adopted. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. That was interesting. Let's get back to the video.
Population of the UK is 64.1 million. England has 53 of those millions, Scotland has 5.3 million, Wales 3 million, and Northern Ireland 1.8 million. Number 9.
So yeah, England makes up the majority, which, you know, is a bit unfortunate for the other countries today.
9. The UK is close to 95,000 square miles. Number 10. The UK's longest coastline is around 5,000 miles. The exact distance the Proclaimers will walk for you. That's nice. Number 11. Our highest mountain is Ben Nevis, because we like naming things Ben in the UK. Benny Boy can be found in Scotland at just over 1,340 metres high. Number 12.
Yeah, Scotland would have a lot of higher stuff, just because, you know, the islands, I'm pretty sure. Although a lot of UK is kind of flat.
We have, and this is an actual measurement, a ton of history in the UK, dating all the way back to 6,500 BC. All over the UK, you'll find monuments marking its history, from Stonehenge to Buckingham Palace. Number 13.
Yeah, lots of history. I mean, every country has history, of course, but the UK has pretty interesting history, all things considered. Not to discredit my own country's history as the U.S. We have a lot of history that goes back. Native American history, of course, goes back such a long time. There's thousands of years old structures in the U.S. as well. Several thousands of years old structures. So, but of course, this video focuses on the UK, and rightly so. They have a lot of amazing things.
Perhaps because of this, and because its residents are kooky folk like me, in 2010, 29.6 million people visited Britain, spending an average of £563 per person.
I love my Yorkshire puddings and my British toaster. Oh, Yorkshire puddings. By the way, in the US, we would call Yorkshire puddings popovers. Which, I mean, they look the same, but it's just, yeah. We call these things popovers in the US. Pretty tasty. Put a little butter in them, That's mighty delicious. See, like that, yeah. It's good. So I'm more used to the term popovers than Yorkshire puddings. Especially because puddings in the US is not as common of a term. Puddings would refer to like the sweet custard-like dessert, and in the UK, puddings could be like kind of a bread and more savory items as well.
And stayed 7 days on average. Number 14. We also can't move for bloody castles. There's actually 600 to 700 all across the country, and no, alas, I don't live in one.
I think Wales actually had the most castles in the UK, and that's because the English, when they were trying to conquer Wales, they had to build a lot of castles because castles it's like a fortified structure, so they needed to use a lot of castles to conquer Wales.
Number 15. We also have plenty of places of enlightenment and worship. Hubs. Why? Why is that bad? What do you think I meant? By the end of 2015, there were around 52,750 of them. I bet at least 50,000 of them were named the Red Lion or something. Number 16. Oh, according to the Daily Mail, which is something you shouldn't read, by the way, there are 518 pubs in the UK with the name Red Lion. Well, you can keep your Red Lion, mate, because I know which pub I'll go to wait for things to blow over.
Go to the Winchester, have a nice cold pint, and wait for all this to blow over.
Winchester for life. Number 17. There are stranger pub names out there, including the Bunch of Carrots in Hereford, the Quiet Woman in Buxton, and My Father's Moustache in Lincolnshire.
The Quiet Woman.
Number 18. English is the official language spoken throughout the UK, clues in the name. But there are other official languages too.
Yeah, like wow.
Such as Welsh, Scots, ordering a kebab while drunk, and Gaelic. Alright, who's laughing at Gaelic? Own up.
Bruh.
Number 19. Contrary to what some...
I wish these languages were more like, I guess, widespread and common and not as replaced with English as they seem to be. I wish, Scots, Gaelic, Scottish Gaelic was more spoken in Scotland, and Welsh was more spoken in Wales. I feel like English has kind of replaced them a lot from what I've heard.
Believe we're not exactly led by the Queen anymore. The United Kingdom is
it's a constitutional monarchy.
Parliamentary democracy.
Oh, okay. Parliamentary democracy. I guess that would make more sense, yeah. Let's see. Let's see what that really is. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's just, because they have a parliamentary system. But let's see. Parliamentary democracy. Oh, okay. Parliamentary democracy. In parliamentary democracy, you have a prime minister who is the first elected as a member of parliament, then elected prime minister by the other members of the parliamentary legislature. Yeah, so prime minister for parliamentary democracy. So for the US, in a presidential democracy, we still have a legislature, but we also have a president. He is separate from the legislature, so although he works with them, it is not as direct as if he were prime minister. The laws that the legislature wants to pass must first go through the president. He can sign them into being, or he can veto them. The president can go to the legislative branch and suggest laws, but they ultimately write them for his approval. Furthermore, in parliamentary systems, the legislature has the right to dismiss a prime minister at any time if they feel that he or she is not doing the job as well as expected. This is called a motion of no confidence and is not as much of a drawn-out process. In the US, impeachment is an extensive, formal process in which an official is accused of doing something illegal. Yeah, impeachment doesn't actually mean they get kicked out. It's just you're accusing them of doing a crime. Some countries with the parliamentary system are constitutional monarchies, which still have a king and queen. A few examples of these are the United Kingdom, Sweden, and Japan. Yeah. Okay, so the UK is a constitutional monarchy as well as a parliamentary democracy. Okay. So you can be one thing and another thing as well. So for a second I was like, isn't the UK a constitutional monarchy? I remember hearing that all the time. So it is a constitutional monarchy, but it is also a parliamentary democracy. And I know the Queen still has like a few powers, but she can really barely do anything. But yeah. Sorry for the long tangent.
Which means the government is elected by the people. Number 20.
I do think it would be nice if we had more parties in the UK, so they'd have to work together. Like for the did I say the UK? I meant I wish we had more parties in the US. You know, like I'm pretty sure the US. I can't say the US. I'm pretty sure the UK has more parties than us. So, I mean, at least they have more parties in power. You could say due to the parliamentary system, which allows, you know, I guess coalitions and the parties having to work together. I feel like in the US it's more controlled by the Democrats and Republicans, the two main parties. So if we had more parties, that would balance things out better. I mean, we do have parties, but they're not voted into power as much. Ranked choice voting could help with this.
There's a general election once every 5 years to find out who our next PM is going to be. Like a very long, tedious, and very boring talent show. The Prime Minister, or the PM as I just said just then, leads the government with the support of the Cabinet, not a literal cabinet, as well as ministers and members of Parliament. Number 21. The UK has had 76 Prime Ministers, including the great Winston Churchill and, others. Number 22.
But I'm pretty sure, but I may not be correct on this. I mean, they said the people vote, but I thought the people really just voted for the party, and then the party was the one that chose their prime minister. Maybe wrong though.
The first female Prime Minister was Margaret Thatcher, who seemingly had a hoot. So much so, she ran from 1979 to 1990 and is the longest serving
Yeah, I don't think Margaret Thatcher was that good.
Prime Minister for over 150 years. Number 23. The United Kingdom joined the European Union in 1979, but, not anymore. Well, not yet anyway, since we're apparently Brexiting the F out of there due to a referendum in June 2016 because reasons.
When was this video? No, 2017. Mainly. Yeah, because aren't they out now?
Number 24. In fact, Collins Dictionary made Brexit, which sounds like a breakfast cereal.
Oh, it's still being debated. I'm pretty sure they're out now, though.
Specifically designed for people with diarrhea, but is actually a...
And yeah, that kind of brings up the thing. It was mostly the English people that voted to get out, and they're the majority, so... I mean, Scottish people might see it as a bit unfair.
Admittedly terrible fusion of the words Britain and exit, their word of the year in 2016. Number 25. Her Majesty the Queen of England II is the head of state in the United Kingdom. As a constitutional monarchy, Her Majesty does not rule the country as such, but the royal family fulfills important ceremonial and formal roles, like celebrating lots of birthdays and showing off their children and corgis. Love you though, Your Madge. Number 26. Along with our Queen Lizzie...
And I think they can... I think the Queen at least actually can, like, veto things, but she just never does.
There's a...
But she still has that power, technically.
Whole family of royals. Yes, thank you, Lord. Right at the top of the family tree is the arrogantly named Alfred the Great, who defended his kingdom against the Vikings. Number 27. Windsor Castle, where the Queen spends most of her time, is the largest royal home in the world. It's also the...
Oh yeah, didn't the castle, right? I think the royal family took the name from the castle. Because I think they had the name, the last name was technically like Saxe, Coburg, and Gotha. And so they changed it to Windsor. Pretty sure. I think this was during like World War II or around that time. And they did it because, like anti-German sentiments. So they wanted to see more English, I guess.
The oldest continually inhabited royal residence in Britain, don't you know? Having been built by William the Conqueror around 1080 AD.
Oh yeah, the Norman French guy, yeah. You know, it's pretty interesting. French fell out of popular use, even though the dynasties at the time were French, like the of course Norman the Conqueror's line, and then also the Plantagenets were also French. They were from more southern France, Anjou, yeah. So they weren't just Normans that ruled France as well. There was also like people from Anjou and like the southeast that ruled England as well. Pretty interesting. Like Richard Plantagenet was from that area actually. His mother was Aquitaine. Yeah. Aquitaine? I'm not sure, but
Number 20. Nowhere in the UK is more than 75 miles away from the sea, which is quite lucky really, given that we do like to be beside the seaside. Oh.
Nice, but I feel like people in the UK don't eat fish that much, you know, for the, ocean proximity. I feel like fish in the US is much more popular, especially along the coasts where most of the population lives anyway.
We do like to be beside the sea.
Like clams, seafood, like lobster, salmon, cod, catfish. Yeah, I'm in. Clam chowder, fried catfish, lobster, crab cakes. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Bread bowls with clam chowder. What else? I guess fish and fries, which is just fish and chips for the UK. Although we also do call it fish and chips a lot, but I guess if we're just really being like informal, it might just be fish and fries or something. Yeah.
Except me, actually. I don't like sand. It's
I don't really like the beach that much either, to be honest. I do like seafood though.
coarse and rough and irritating, and
Yeah, that quote.
gets everywhere. Number 29. London is the capital of England and the UK, by the way, just in case you weren't aware. Hey, it's a fact, can't see
Yeah.
me. Number 30. Just in case you visit and need to know the laws, you need to be 18 to drink alcohol, and you're not allowed any drugs at all, not even marijuana. Soz, chaps, but hey, have a cup of tea instead. Number 31. Rather stereotypically, speaking of tea, every day us British drink 165 million cups of tea, which is over 20 times more than the average American. I think I'm responsible.
We don't drink tea as much. We call yeah. I mean, in the South though, they do drink sweetened cold tea. But generally, coffee is more popular in the US. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, that said, we do have a lot of like milk tea and stuff like that you can get, especially like bubble tea, which is cold milk tea with tapioca balls. That's pretty tasty. And you can just find tea in a lot of places as well, especially like herbal teas and such, or green tea. But yeah, like the UK really drinks a lot of hot milk tea, I guess. That seems to be the norm there. They put tea in all the tea bags, and yeah.
Responsible for at least an 18th of that figure. Clyde, give me a tea. Number 32. When you think of British food, you probably think of this, or this. But what about
I mean, I prefer water. Just my most common drink.
this? You should,
Tikka masala, something like that.
because the United Kingdom recently named chicken tikka masala as a national dish, which is a spicy curry created in Britain and is actually unheard of in India itself.
Yeah, they adopt a lot of Indian foods. They have a large Indian population as well, but yeah, I mean, I think curry is more like they introduced that word to India because Indians didn't really call all the stewed dishes curry.
Number
Before the time.
33.
Speaking of fish, and indeed chips, the first fish and chips restaurant was opened in 1860 in London by a Jewish immigrant named Joseph Malin. So thank you, Joseph, for giving me that sweet, sweet newspaper-wrapped batter-drenched tart attack. I owe you one.
Yeah, because I thought I've actually heard of that before. That I think like Portuguese Jews introduced like fish and chips to the UK. Pretty interesting. And Portugal, of course, had more access to the New World with chips, fries, potatoes. Because they said that like Belgium invented French fries, right? But they likely had a version of fried potatoes in Peru and the Americas before, because potatoes come from the American continent. The Americas, I guess, specifically like South America.
Number 34. Speaking of heart attack, a popular national food of Scotland is haggis. Sheep heart, liver and mince encased in a stomach. Mmm. You want some haggis, Americans? Do you? Do you want some haggis? Number 35? Well, that's too bad, because it's illegal to import haggis from the...
But they do fry a lot of foods in Scotland, though. So some of those foods might taste good, if I'm being stereotypical.
UK into the US, as the American government has declared that sheep lungs are unfit for human consumption. I mean, how dare they? Have they tried American chocolate? It tastes like disappointment in a bar.
Hey, that's the thing though. British people don't really like American chocolate due to the fact that it contains butyric acid, especially like Hershey's contains butyric acid. But Americans don't mind. We're fine with the taste, generally. And but yeah, butyric acid is a type of acid found in Parmesan. I think some other cheeses, and yeah, and it's also found in vomit, I think. But that's why British people don't like American chocolate, because it contains butyric acid. But in my opinion, it's fine. I'm used to. For me, it does not taste like vomit. But I guess for UK people, which are used to something different, our chocolate tastes like vomit to them. More for us though. And we do have other chocolate as well. I mean, at the end of the day, there's more than just Hershey's. And also, chocolate is actually, it originated in North America too. I mean, Mexico is like the inventor of chocolate. Yeah. Pretty interesting. If you do go into the US, I'd recommend chocolate more like Ghirardelli, Taza, Dove, something like that. I think it's much better. Anyway, just some local chocolate, which is really good. Local chocolate's good anyway, I think. Just get that type of stuff.
Number 36. The Christmas tree in Trafalgar Square is presented every year by the people of Oslo in gratitude for London's assistance during World War II.
Oh, that's cool.
Number 37. James Bond, or Secretive Jimmy as I call him down the pub, is one of Britain's national heroes. And one of the first people I did 101 facts about, don't you know? His code name, 007, was inspired by the author Ian Fleming's bus route from Canterbury to London. So there you go, not only do you know that now, but you also know the bus route to get from Canterbury to London. You're welcome. Number 38. The London Underground subway, or the Tube, is one of the oldest subways in the world.
And it's still managed so well. It's pretty awesome, I think. Yeah. I think the UK is much better subways and trains. It's pretty awesome. They have really good trains in the UK.
The 409 escalators in tube stations cover the distance every week, which is approximately equivalent to several trips around the world. So you probably can't ride them all in a day, I'm afraid. Sorry to quash that dream. Number 39. Despite being named as such, more than half of the London Underground is, in fact, above, not under, ground. Number 40. The longest escalator in a tube station, incidentally, is at the station Angel, and is the 4th longest escalator in the world. I should know, I used to ride the bloody thing all the time, but then I realised that skiing down it is far better, like this guy does. Number 41. A new breed of mosquito was found in the tube tunnels in 1998. Scientists believe it mutated from a species that came to the London Underground when it was built in the last century, and has since evolved into a separate species.
Doesn't that suck, though? Didn't he get rid of those mosquitoes?
The meaning of life. Oh hey, London, by the way, hosted the 2012 Olympics in 2012. This was the 3rd time they did so, the first in 1908 and the second in 1948. Number 43.
That's cool.
Wales is actually home to a town called...
Yeah, I've heard about that. I think they just abbreviate it to a landfair PG usually. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. And it is, I'm pretty sure it's more of like a sentence, if anything. Instead of like just one word.
Bloody hell, really? Do you expect me to read that? Okay, let's give this a go. The landfair land via Paul Gwyngyth go Queen Drobuth. The landfair. Oh, screw it. Naomi Watts, help me out here. Thank you. This translates to St Mary's Church in the hollow of the White Hazel near a rapid whirlpool at the Church of St Tisilo near the cave. Which is just as snappy. You go, Wales. Number 4. There's only a 21-mile gap between England and France, and the countries are connected by the Channel Tunnel, which opened in 1994. It's the world's 2nd longest underground tunnel.
I've heard it right to edge is the tunnel.
And no, you can't see fishes out the window like I thought you could. I know. I was just as disappointed as you.
France has a really good rail system. A lot of high-speed rail.
Number 45. John and Mary, nope, not those two, that was so last month, have been revealed as the most popular male and female names of the last 500 years in the UK. I'm sure Sherlock has joined them.
I mean, John is a bit boring though, isn't it? I mean, whatever.
Now, along with twerk and Brexit, probably. Hashtag satire. Number 46. A new study shows that Smith, Jones and Williams have been the most common surnames for nearly 180 years. So there's going to be plenty of Twerk Joneses out there soon. Wow, that kind of sounds like a detective. Twerk Jones on the case. Number 47. Speaking of twerking, kind of. According to The Sun, most Brits will have rumpy-pumpy love time, sex, a total of 4,239 times in their lives. Just one more time for me and I've beaten the average. Just kidding, it's around 4,239 times and a half. Number 48. When the UK was asked what our favourite steamy position for sexy time is, we answered near unanimously, with 31% of us saying, I don't have a favourite. Wow, we are a decisive bunch, us lot. Number 49.
That's funny.
We bloody love fish and chips and Yorkshire puddings and gravy and crumpets over here, the stereotype.
Yeah, and, you know, English chips, which we call, of course, fries in the US. Pretty tasty stuff. They're nice and thick, at least, you know. But oftentimes I heard they get soggy because they're left in the bag, you know. I prefer a nice thick, crisp fry / chip. And that's another thing. I think they call thin fries thin chips. I think they call them fries in the UK. The thin fried potatoes. You know, and at least they have wedges, though, you know, because wedges are good. And it's the same word, you know. We both that word wedge, potato wedges.
Type is true, which is probably the reason why England has the highest rate of obesity in Europe. That said,
Damn.
we do spend a lot of calories queuing up for stuff. Wow, I'm being really racist to myself here. Number 50!
Bit of a similarity with the US there.
The United Kingdom has brought some of the world's greatest musical artists ever, including the Beatles, Robbie Williams, the Rolling Stones, Queen, Black Sabbath, Robbie Williams, David Bowie, The Who, Oasis, Iron Maiden, Robbie Williams, and of course the Spice Girls. So, yeah, you're welcome, rest of the world. Number 51.
Good stuff, though.
In fact, the Beatles are the highest-selling and most successful musical artist of all time, and they came straight out of the UK, Liverpool to be precise. Number 52. TV and soaps are also a big dealio. The most watched TV episode of all time in the UK was of a soap set in London called EastEnders. Specifically an episode in 1986 on Christmas Day, which pulled in 30 million viewers.
Damn.
Number 53. We also love our comedy over here, given that we invented the concept. Come at me, bro. And have produced many, many funny shows and sitcoms, this not included. A YouGov poll found that the sitcom considered the funniest and most popular is Only Fools and Horses. Number 54. In 2014, 10,908 umbrellas were lost on the London Underground, as well as 20,000 mobile phones. So if you need to get dry and get a new phone, hop on the tube. You never know what you might find. Number 55. A human skull and prosthetic legs have also been found in London without their owner. Oh, Bethnal Green, that's where I left my human skull. I ruined that performance of Hamlet using a basketball instead. Number 56. It was just above a pub named the Red Lion on Great Windmill Street in London that Karl Marx made his marks by drafting the Communist Manifesto. It's now a be at one cocktail bar, which is, I'm sure, what he would have wanted. Number 57. Football, or soccer ball, as it's known, is a massive part of UK culture. In fact, it's such a phenomenon that some YouTube channels do videos.
Oh yeah, but that's another thing. Soccer is actually a term invented by the English, yeah. It's like an abbreviation of like the Football Association, something like that. So they abbreviated it to soccer, and then the term stuck in the US, but in the UK, they switched back to the term football.
Videos about football daily. You're welcome, guys. There's your shout out. Now stop flying my.
Whereas we, changed rugby, and we came up with a derivative of rugby called, football, American football.
Inbox with pictures of Joe naked, please. Number 58. We love football so much, as a nation, not Clive and I individually, we're more into bowling, that there are over 5,300 clubs, 7,000 teams, and over 100 stadiums across the UK.
Nice Pokemon reference.
Number 59. But not everyone likes football. Many kings, such as Edward II, III, and IV, and Richard II, wanted to actually ban the beautiful game completely. Number 60. Even Shakespeare apparently disapproved of football.
I think, the more modern form of football/soccer was invented in the UK, but I think the original form of football/soccer came from China. Pretty interesting. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the modern form came from England.
Specifically mentioning it with disdain in his play A Comedy of Errors. Your defence is terrified, Shakespeare's on fire. Is that how you do it? Number 61. Speaking of willies, sausages. That was the most immature thing I think I've ever done. Sausages are very popular here in the UK. They were introduced by the Romans around AD 400, and there are now 470 recipes for British bangers. Number 62. Our smallest city is St David's in Pembrokeshire, with a population of 1,797. In my mind, it's exactly like Hot Fuzz over there. Number 63. The highest temperature ever recorded in England.
Speaking of, about sausages, I don't actually mind blood sausages. Not bad, actually.
England was 38.5 Celsius, which is 101.3 Fahrenheit. Hey, 101. On August the 10th, 2003. Every single man in the UK probably took their top off and got immensely sunburnt, because that, after all, is the British way. Nintendo 64. However, the UK's weather is renowned for raining all the pissing time, and yes, that can be true. In fact, the Met Office found that in Snowdonia, the Lake District and the Scottish Highlands, they receive more than 4 metres of rainfall in a year. 4 metres! Number
That's a lot,
65.
yeah. It does rain in some parts of the US. Even more though, it's like crazy. Sure.
Le Français was actually the official language of England for around 300 years, from 1066 till about 1362. Sounds
Makes
like I was
sense.
there, or I wasn't actually. I'm not that old, although sometimes I do feel it. Number 66.
But you know, there's a lot of French influence in the English language. It's a bit annoying actually. Maybe if English would be more pure, it might be easier. It's kind of a movement, I think they call it like English. Think. Yeah. English, originally proposed as a joke name by humorists. But yeah, it's a form of English that gives preference to words of native Germanic origin over words of foreign, especially Latin, French, or Greek origin. In English, you might call a dictionary a word book. Yeah. It's pretty interesting. I think maybe there's another word for it though. Pure English. Linguistic purism. Let's see though. Yeah, English. Yeah. I guess it might have been a joke originally, but now I mean there's a more like serious take on it. I mean, but personally, I think that English is actually kind of cool. Maybe if it was more popular, that'd be pretty cool, in my opinion. Not to say that like French is a bad language or anything, but it is a bit inconsistent. They don't pronounce a lot of things. And yeah, it's not like pronounced phonetically really, and they don't pronounce the end of words either. I think that if English was pronounced a bit more phonetically, as well as had more root words that like, well, okay, not more root words, but if English had more words that were not from foreign languages, that might be a better thing. Yeah, it would make the language simpler. It would also make the language more, I guess, concise and such. I think that might be a good thing. Anyway, sorry for that long tangent. Let's get back to the video.
If you think we're all stuffy and boring over here, well, let me tell you.
Definitely not true. That varies widely from the UK. That's mostly like a southern thing, pretty sure. And even then, like in London, there's lots of variation, like roadmen and such, shavs.
We're bloody not. In fact, the world's second largest second-hand book market can be found in Hay-on-Wye, a small village at the border of England and Wales. So yeah, I think we know how to party, thank you very much. Number 67. The village is also famous for proclaiming itself independent from the UK in 1977, with a man named Richard Booth proclaiming himself the king, just as I have of this VO booth. Bow, loyal subject. Not you, Clive, you're too close. Number 68. The UK, or rather Britain, used to put a flag down and claim, basically own/take over/destroy, many of today's independent countries to add to the vast British Empire. It wasn't pretty. Sorry about that. How bad? Number 69. During World War II, decolonisation took place, and the British Commonwealth was formed, which unified these countries into an intergovernmental group. 54 nations were a part of the Commonwealth, with Queen Lizzie at its head. Number 70. We here in the UK love news, sorry. So much, in fact, that the average person in the UK gets through around 38 kilograms of newspapers every year. Number 71. People from the city of Liverpool, such as the Beatles, are often known as Scousers. The name is short for lobscouse, which was a Scandinavian stew eaten by the sailors who visited the port. So yes, Liverpudlians, you're named after food. The more you know. Number 72. This is Big Ben, isn't it? Wrong!
It's not a bad thing.
This is Big Ben, the bell
I mean, they could also just go out Liverpudlian.
inside,
I guess.
not the actual clock. The clock tower itself is called Elizabeth Tower. Okay? There. Schooled you there, didn't I? So I don't know why I'm so aggressive, sorry. Number 73. East Peckham in Kent, has a unique claim to fame. It's the place where the first ever speeding ticket was issued in January of 1896. A man named Walter Arnold was spotted doing 8 miles per hour in a 2 miles per hour zone. Go speed racer. But was easily apprehended by a policeman riding a bicycle. Number 74. Before we had the pound sterling, we had other monies that sound like the stuff you find in Gringotts. We had farthings, shillings and pennies. 4 farthings equaled a penny, 12 pence equaled 1 shilling, and 20 shillings equaled a pound. So if you ever go back in time, remember that. Number 75. Birmingham is the second largest city in the UK. Chances are you've probably been to a Birmingham, as there are 30 other places called Birmingham around the world.
Yeah. There are. I think Birmingham, Alabama. Yeah, I think Birmingham is the capital of the state, Alabama.
And off it. There's even a crater on the moon with the same name, although you probably haven't been there, and if you say you do, I frankly don't believe you. Number 76. If you're visiting Norfolk, watch out for jaspers, also known as wasps, and try not to step on any dodmans, also known as snails. The more rural parts of the county have their own words for many things, including ladybirds, known as bishy barney bees, and money, known as cuta. I wonder if they have a word for the pedestrianisation of Norwich city centre.
Scum. Subhuman scum.
Number 77. According to British law, it's still perfectly legal to kill any Scotsman who enters the city of York if he happens to be carrying a bow and arrow. So, yeah, watch out for that, Yorkish, Scottish archers. Number 78. Killing a swan is a lawful offence in the UK, even if the swan started it by insulting a wife, or perhaps saying your pants look a bit too tight. This is because swans legally all belong to the Crown, and therefore are property of the Queen, so killing or injuring a swan carries a penalty of £5,000, or 6 months in jail. Number 79. In St George's Churchyard in Gravesend, there's a life-size statue of Princess Pocahontas, the daughter of a Native American chieftain who is buried in the grounds. She was visiting the area with her English husband, but died of fever, probably not Saturday night fever, but, you know, the lethal one, in 1617.
Yeah. Not really a Disney fantasy. That was a bit of a forced, she was kind of forced to marry that guy.
Number 80. Unlike places like, say, Australia, our wildlife is very unlikely to kill you unless you're on the Hogwarts grounds or any high street after 9 p.m. on a Saturday. Our wildlife includes foxes, badgers, owls, squirrels, ducks, robins, and hedgehogs. No killer spiders here. Yet. Number 81. That being said, though, we do have a native venomous snake in the UK called the adder, but it's pretty meek and will only bite as a last resort. Nobody has died from its bite in over 20 years.
But I guess it's not in Ireland, because they say no snakes in Ireland.
Number 82. Eating a mince pie on Christmas Day was set to be illegal in England thanks to Oliver Cromwell. The law was put in place in an effort to stop gluttony. However, the ban was abolished when Charles II became king, so never came into practice. Number 83. The national anthem... No, not you, Radiohead. The other one, God Save the Queen, or King, was first performed publicly in 1745 at London's Theatre Royal in Drury Lane, after a performance of Ben Jonson's play The Alchemist. There you go, that'll help you out in a pub quiz. Number 8.
Yeah, I think the UK anthem, God Save the Queen, was, it was originally French. Yeah, it was like, La Riche, I don't know. Let's see, what was it really called again? Anthem. So I'm pretty sure it was about it was a song for a French king. And then yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, the French Marquis wrote in souvenirs that a song named Grand Dieu Sauve la Roi, Great God Save the King, was performed in gratitude for the survival of Louis the 14th, for a complicated surgery. I'm pretty sure that it was like anal surgery or something like that. He had like a problem with his butt, something like that. But yeah, it was originally in French, so it was pretty interesting. I mean, a lot of things from England, I guess originally French, but yeah. But no, there's still a lot of original things in England, of course. But pretty interesting. Yeah. I mean, I think the modern French anthem is pretty cool as well. And of course, I think the anthem for Wales is pretty awesome. So, yeah. Good stuff in the UK there.
24. These 3 golden lions are the symbols of England's crest, and also appear on England's football team's symbol too.
And it is a pretty cool crest.
Together now. 3 lions on the shirt. The lions come from Henry I, known as the Lion of England. He is a lion, and you're gonna hear him roar. Number 85. This random assembly of stones is known as Stonehenge.
Hello, Stonehenge!
Yes, thank you, Doctor. Stonehenge stands on Salisbury Plain in Wiltshire and is a very popular tourist spot to this day, but nobody knows why it was built, or even how. Number 86. What we do know, though, apart from that the Pandorica is very nearby, is that it was built around 3000 BC, and construction was spread over many hundreds of years. The last changes were made in the early Bronze Age in around 1500 BC. Number 87.
Interesting.
The British Library in London is the largest library in the world. It has more than 170 million items catalogued.
Cool.
And hopefully soon in the future, my autobiography,
I would love to visit. I like libraries, so.
Love is the Oldest Law, writes the Sam and Jen story. Number 88. United Kingdom is one of the only countries in the world without a written constitution. Of course, we still have laws and stuff. It's not quite anarchy in the UK, sorry Sex Pistols, but nobody's actually bothered to write the laws down. Number 89. England's first telephone directory was published in 1880 and only had 248 names and addresses in it. Number 90. In its past, London has had some far flashier names, including Londinium, Ludenwick, and
Oh, Londinium. That was a cool name. You know, the original name by the Romans. Londinium.
Ludenberg. Number 91.
Ludenberg. Is it Lundenburg or Ludenberg?
Londinium, Ludenwick, and Ludenberg.
Ludenberg. Interesting.
Number 91. The UK is also the home of the wonderful NHS, or National Health Service. This provides free healthcare for all citizens of the country due to being paid for through taxes, which is
That's nice. I wish the US had that.
nice because if you trip over a hedgehog and scuff your knee, it won't cost you anything. Result. Number 92. There are 1.4 million employees within the health service, helping out those who have fallen over hedgehogs everywhere. And they're all amazing. Thanks, guys. You the best. Also, government, pay them more. Number 93. It's not just hedgehogs, though, that the NHS have to deal with. On average, 488 people are injured by zips and 3,078 people are injured by slippers every year in the UK. They are dangerous, though. Look at them. Ooh, don't trust them. Number 94.
Tonight.
Asgard seems to be a big hit here, sadly for all you Garys out there. The name Gary is, as of 2013, less popular in the UK than both the names Thor and Loki. Number 95. England was part of the shortest war in history. They fought Zanzibar in 1896 and Zanzibar surrendered after 38 minutes. Number 96. A relative of Shakespeare on his mother's side, Edward Arden, was arrested for plotting against Queen Elizabeth I. He was imprisoned in the Tower of London and executed there.
Damn.
Write a poem about that, Willie. Number 97. Speaking of old Bill Shakespeare, he only left his wife one thing in his will. It says, "I gave unto my wife my second best bed with the furniture." I hope that bed was okay. Sorry, Anne Hathaway. No, not that one, the other. Yep, there you go.
I mean, that was a big deal, I'm pretty sure, back in the day.
Number 98. With 37 plays, 154 sonnets, the plays that he collaborated on, and the Lost Plays, Shakespeare wrote an average of 1.5 plays a year since he first started in 1589. That's all very well and good, but could he do 101 facts about any given topic? Probably. Number 99. This fact is something that you can repeat word for word in order to sound cleverer. You're welcome. Here we go, ready? Shakespeare is most often referred to as a playwright of the Elizabethan era, but his most popular plays were written after Elizabeth's death. His later plays show distinct characteristics of the Jacobean dramas, like, duh, obviously. Number 100! Shakespeare has been credited by the Oxford English Dictionary for introducing around 3,000 words to the English language.
3,000 words, huh? Neat.
It's been estimated that his vocabulary ranged from 17,000 to 23,000 words. Number 101! An Anglophile is not something that puts you on a register, but is rather defined as someone who loves England and Britain. Are you an Anglophile?
Interesting, An Anglophile. That's interesting.
Let me know in the comments below. Also, I know you've got to this point, and
I've heard of Francophile before, so. And Francophile, Francophone, and I guess Anglophone is just anyone who speaks English, really. Or likes English.
really, really impressed. Really impressed. I'll
The language.
Your comment, likes, and everything. It's gonna be so good. So good. Anyway, Sam from the future, Internet and Board, your turn, buddy.
That was 101 facts about the UK, and I don't know about you, but I had a lovely time. I really, really did. Lovely. If you want more 101 facts videos like I really want a cup of tea, which is quite stereotypical, but what can I say? I'm tired and thirsty. Click on subscribe right now. And also, by the way, click on the bell. You'll get notifications every time there's a new 101 video. How good is that? Get with the cool kids, ring my bell. Not like that, I mean click on the bell and you get, it's not an actual ding-a-ling-ling bell. It's just, yeah, you know where it is. You know what to do. You're clever people. Anyway, watch this video I'm about to point to.
That was a damn entertaining video. The UK is pretty damn cool. Very enjoyable video. Yeah, enjoyed it. Check out the comments. It's funny how people only in the UK will get the joke about David Cameron and bacon. Yeah, I don't understand that, I guess. Pretty sure that 95% of the people watching this are also from the UK. Just to see if all the facts are correct and to read the comments. Yeah, that seems pretty accurate. I'd imagine there is, especially like known facts about the US. I'd imagine most of them viewers are from the US. Imagine having to draw the Wales of flag. Imagine having to draw the flag of Wales in schools. That's actually not hard. I remember drawing the flag of Wales when I was in school. Actually, I drew that. I actually drew that flag. It wasn't that hard. People could tell what it was. Still, not that hard. We also have the St. David's Cross, which is a national flag too. Yeah, I did it. Some of this is actually really odd. Yeah, you don't need to be over 5 to drink alcohol. You need to be over 18 to purchase it. And nearly 3 years after this video, we are still sorting out Brexit. Fact 102. We're not all posh mates. Yeah, that's true. That's true. How much tea do we as a nation actually drink every day? Thank you for reminding me about the tea I just made and totally forgotten about. Oi oi, mate, wanna pop around Chippy and then go pub and have a few for a laugh and what have ya, and people think we talk posh. Yeah, and the most important one, we are not bloody posh. Yeah, Scotland's national animal is a unicorn, yeah. I guess I'm an Anglophile. I mean, the UK is probably one of the best places to grow up / live. Yeah. That was a fun video. The UK is a great country. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and comment down below with your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Bye.